Hey everybody, welcome to the Critical Spectrum, episode 6. My name is Matthew Magnus Lundeen, and let me start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. A disclaimer in response to a disclaimer. So last week's episode, I mentioned at the beginning how we were talking about the price hike for Xbox Live, and how an hour after we finished recording, they said, oops, we're not doing it. That wasn't quite accurate. They were talking about doing it, and it was reported that they were thinking, it was a possibility. It was a possibility that they were going to do it. So it wasn't like the entire story was fake news. We just kind of chose a bad time to discuss it. But hey, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. I'm joined here by Michael Murguia.
Hello.
Frank Pontrelli.
Hello.
And Colin Steele.
Howdy.
Oh, I had to change it, huh? Had to just be the one to be different.
Yeah.
And we're going to start today's episode talking about the thing that everybody on Twitter has been talking about. If you are cursed and or blessed to have Twitter, you've probably seen all kinds of memes, all kinds of impassioned retweets.
To the moon, baby.
Yes, all kinds of things about GameStonks, as we're calling it. Some, in terms of major internet events, some people have Gamergate, others have. I can't think of anything else. But we have, but now the talk of the town is GameStonks, as we're calling it. Michael, why don't you explain what the hell this whole thing is?
Yeah, what the fuck's a stock? No. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all the history. Elon Stonks? Wait, that doesn't work. Whatever.
Elon. I think you mean Elon Tusk.
Yes.
That was just a chain of really awfully executed jokes. I apologize for that. Please continue, Michael.
Well, you also stole it from Rick and Morty.
Well, that was the point.
That was the point, Matt. Now you just ruined it even more.
You just ruined it.
Thank
you just fucking ruined it.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna give y'all the breakdown for everybody who's like, what the fuck is happening with the GameStop stock? Everybody who's like, I don't understand what's happening. This is what's happening. I don't know if this is any of you, but I'm gonna explain it to y'all anyways. Basically, there are hedge funds or like giant hedge fund people who are basically people who just buy stocks, basically manage a shit ton of accounts for people. They're like the billionaire people who like hold all of their money. They're like, hey, we see GameStop's going into the hole. We're going to short sell it. Do you guys need me to explain what short selling is?
Yes, because I didn't get it until you explained it to me about 2 days or a day ago.
Okay, and I actually learned a better way to acknowledge it. So say this mutual fund, hedge fund people, they have a stock. They're like, hey, we have the stock. Somebody's like, hey, I think that stock is going to go down. I'm going to borrow that stock from you. I'll pay you back interest when I give it back to you, but I'm going to borrow it for right now. So they borrow that stock from that person. They sell it for whatever price it's at. So right now, let's say they're shorting GameStop. Let's say they short it right at $300. So they sell it at $300. They now have $300. But since they're borrowing the stock, they have to give them a stock back. So when the stock drops in price, if it does, so let's say it went from $300 to $5, then they buy it back at $5. So now they made the profit of $295 in that transaction themselves. And then they gave back the stock. So they don't owe anything.
More complicated money laundering to me.
Well, it's just an alternative way of working the stock market.
You're on to something.
Honestly,
Colin.
I mean, I feel like everything is fucking money laundering when it comes down to the stock market, but who fucking knows?
Yeah, a little bit.
But that's basically shorting a stock in a very simplistic way of explaining it. So basically,
the
big companies
rumors are trying to do this to our
beautiful.
Is GameStop beautiful?
No.
I mean, it's when we bought our games as a kid, but like I tried to trade my fucking Wii in, and they gave me like a ripped in half Dunkin' Donuts coupon.
Dunkin' do not.
Look, GameStop served its purpose back in the day. It's been a dying animal for a while.
Well, do you guys know why they've been dying?
No.
So the whole thing,
gotta change it up.
Well, yeah, they need to change up their business model. The whole reason they're dying is because they're buying the games from people for like 3 cents and then selling them for like $50. And that's how they make their money.
There, my friend.
That's how they made their money.
Laundering eyes.
But because it's a digital age and nobody's buying physical games anymore, they're like, fuck, nobody's buying these pre-owned games. That's where we made all of our money. What the fuck are we going to do? And instead of changing, they're like, we're just going to stand here and die, I guess.
Hey, Mike, a little off topic. What would they do to change their business model? Like, how would they aid the virtual games? I mean, not virtual.
For them, honestly, it's sad to say, but I think they would have to just close their retail sectors and just become like a digital only. Like they'd have to just be an online store for games, and maybe like since they own ThinkGeek, be an online store for games and all the game like memorabilia and collectibles and stuff like that.
It seems to be a very hard market to break into, considering you got GOG and Steam and the Microsoft store.
Yes, but GameStop. So I don't know if you've ever.
They have a name already.
That's what I'm saying. They're kind of like a name. I mean, if they go online only, they already kind of have a name. Obviously, it's not that great of a name, seeing as it's tarnished from the retail locations. But overall, like they still have a name in the business, and they still have a lot of business connections. So they might be able to swing more discounts. Or now that they own ThinkGeek, I mean, ThinkGeek has some pretty cool shit. So I mean, they could just be like, "Yo, here's all this cool shit you can't get anywhere else."
I got it.
What?
I got it. I got the solution.
I'm waiting.
GameStop has to become the gamer equivalent of Spencer's. Which means we gotta. It can't just be games. We gotta have all kinds of memes.
We can't give this up for free. They're gonna steal it. They're gonna steal your ideas.
You need to go to the CEO of GameStop right now.
Here's the thing, Frank. They're not going to take my idea because of what I'm going to say next. Game branded sex toys.
I knew that was fucking coming.
And you will be coming too.
You had
me. When he
fucking make a sponsorship with Saints Row 5 if that ever comes out. Boom, there you go.
Bro, honestly. Hey. Stonks.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
There you go.
What would their new slogan be instead of power to the players?
You might have to get
I don't want to say what I'm thinking.
Fucking say it. Just do it.
GameStop.
No. What did he say?
No.
What did he say?
What did he say? He said GameStop.
you need to change your target audience.
Yes.
I'm in.
Fuck it. Dude, I would buy stocks in that company.
To the moon.
To the moon, baby.
Look. After quarantines, there's gonna be a lot of horny people. We gotta get their gamer sex toys somewhere.
I'm horny now.
VR.
I'm horny and I need it now.
That's their new slogan.
I'm horny and I need it now.
Oh my god, I just spit RC all over my desk.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Bro, I'm totally,
welcome
you know what?
to GameStop, where we are horny and you need it now.
They need to get the JG Wentworth guy for it too, and then they need to have like the people singing for it too. Oh Jesus. Ooh. Oh, I need to collect myself. Hold on.
Can you hear the people sing the songs of horny gamers?
we're going to go on a quick break as we get ourselves together. Hold on.
No. Michael, bring us back to boomers ripping us off.
Okay. So
we're already 10 minutes in.
Oh, Corona, wait.
You don't even joke.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Okay.
That
was a good one. That was
I'm so happy.
One.
So basically, right, these boomers be like, yo, we making all this dumb cash from all this money that GameStop's losing.
Wait. Let me interject too. The number one thing they say too about like working class people and people that are poor, they're like, just invest. Well, they did, and now you're angry,
and now they're all like fucking like you. Wait, my favorite is I saw a TikTok, and they're like, they said the same thing you said. They're like, just invest, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then it's like, oh, there's this thing called GameStop. Let me put my money into that. Puts their money into it, and then the people are like, you weren't supposed to do that.
My guy, fuck.
But
It was supposed to be.
So-
it wasn't supposed to be reverse It was supposed to be reverse psychology. You're
yeah, I was supposed to
walk
make
the
money
other
off of
way.
you.
You weren't supposed to actually do that.
We're supposed to actually make money. What the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah, basically these boomers are like, yo, we're gonna make money off of this failing business by short selling it. So that way, if it goes down, we make a shit ton of money. Well, some Redditors were like, honey, and they fucking came out.
Michael, you really just gotta start your own
Michael
podcast
on
that's just
fire.
finance in these terms.
Honey.
Podcasting for the layman,
Yeah.
bro. You know what? I might do that now. All right.
All
Anyway.
right.
Before I just found my new career here.
Okay.
Basically
Yeah, right.
they said Ani, and they came out and they fucking threw all of their money into GameStop. Now what that did, that created what's called a short squeeze. Basically, they drove the price up.
Yum.
These businesses went, oh fuck, we're losing a shit ton of money because it's not going down. So they said the only way to make up for that money is now we have to buy into the stock in order to short it more, because it will eventually go down. They already know it will. But then those people are like, well, still fuck you. So they bought more to go up. So people are buying more to go down. And it's just these giant businesses throwing so much money into it to try to make up the money they lost. And it's just it just skyrocketed it because of that.
It's insane because back in beginning of like mid-January, the stocks were about like $35.
Yeah, I think they were even like down to like 20.
They peaked at 300, around 350.
No.
Sure.
They peaked around 450.
No fucking way.
Yeah, they went up to like 450, and then they just all of a sudden like went down because it was just.
Oh my
fluctuating so
god,
crazy.
they peaked at like 470. Excuse me,
Yeah.
holy shit. Oh
Yeah.
my god. To
So
the moon, baby.
that's what I'm saying.
To the moon, baby.
I can't escape it. On any comment section, it has nothing to do with stocks. It's just everyone invest in Dogecoins to the moon, baby. It's just like
And
a
then
fucking movement.
and fucking rocket ship emojis afterwards.
I like it. I mean, it's funny, dude. It's
No,
insane.
honestly, it's funny just to see because
Did you guys
it's
see-
funny.
Go ahead.
Sorry, what? No, that's all right. What were you
Go
going
ahead.
I was gonna say, did you guys see that somebody did a play on the Lord of the Rings like
no.
meme where it was like I never thought I'd be working alongside, I never thought I'd be fighting alongside an elf. But it was some guy like, I never thought I'd be fighting alongside Redditors, and then it like cuts to the next panel is Legolas, and he's just like, Daddy Musk is gonna send us to Mars, and then Gimli's just like, what the fuck?
I honestly thought you said Legolas was just going to be Ted Cruz.
That's a leap.
Well, no, I think Ted Cruz is in all this. Isn't
Oh
he?
yeah, Ted Cruz is involved. That aside, I thought Ted Cruz has always been the source of memes, so I figured he was part of it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he is part of this.
Yeah,
That was
no, he is.
Dude, that was
But-
hilarious because AOC was like, it was like, oh man, yeah, this whole situation's really fucked up, and then Ted Cruz was like, I agree, and then she was like, no, I'm not working with you. You tried to have me killed 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I saw that meme. It's like,
Oh shit.
Yeah. Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer, after all, as we know.
Yes.
course.
From all that propaganda we heard. Remember, everything in the news is true, people.
And remember, the Zodiac, the final message of the Zodiac finally got deciphered like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
it did. It
Coincidence?
did.
I think not.
Think not. Jinx, you owe me a high five. I don't know.
An RC from Matt's fridge specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk downstairs after the show, and then I'm gonna see you fuckers in my fridge, just wearing nothing but loincloths, like fucking
Cavemen
Schmeagol,
stealing all
like
his
fucking
fucking-
Schmeagol, and you're just gonna look over like,
I'm gonna say Matt walks down. Matt walks down, and we just start like threatening pose like him, be like, oh, and just charge him.
What the fuck?
Like, remember the plan
What the fuck?
Remember the plan we were gonna do with Joey when we first met him? That
I don't remember this plan.
okay. We were all just
gonna
gonna
move
go
on.
around him and be like, oh, and just I don't know. You'll have to ask Alex about it.
Is this some primal hazing technique?
Yes.
Something like that, apparently. Oh man.
Jesus Christ. Well, anyways, back to GameStonks real quick. I want to explain the controversy really quick. So, basically, after this all happened, the really rich people who lost like billions of dollars are like, "You guys can't do that. You're manipulating the market. That's bad." Even though, I mean, I guess you can kind of see it as that, but not really. And I mean, they kind of do that themselves. And then Robinhood and a bunch of other like trading broker apps, they stopped selling those stocks, AMC and GameStop, because AMC is kind of like the next on the list. They have BlackBerry, Nokia, like they have a bunch of like random ass businesses that are kind of failing that they just want to pump the numbers up.
I'll have you know, I own 5 shares in AMC currently.
I own
we're taking it to the
10
moon.
to the moon, baby.
I'll be honest,
baby.
I didn't know BlackBerry still existed as a company.
Neither did I.
Honestly, me either.
So there also, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a meme, like it could have been a meme tweet. You know how they like edit the tweets and stuff? But it was Blockbuster's meme Twitter account. For its like first tweet in years. It tagged like at Reddit. It was like, you know what to do.
Well, the thing is, I guess their stock is going up. I didn't even know they were still like a company.
Let me see.
I think
That's
they
what
own like 1 or 2 stores in the middle of somewhere.
Seriously? Like I honestly
There's
did
no
not
way.
know. That
I need to
Blockbuster-
go to a Blockbuster now. That would be amazing if they're still.
Well, they have one that they
Stop.
rent out as like an Airbnb. There's one.
What?
There's one that they rent out as like an Airbnb for the sake of like nostalgia, which I think would be hilarious. But honestly, if I went there,
Is that going to be
all
our
I'd
podcast
want
studio?
if we ever
Fuck
do like
it.
a live episode with cameras and shit, that'd be great. But here's the thing: if
In a
I went
Blockbuster
there,
would be awesome.
but the only thing I'd
You
want to
went
do.
there? Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
No. I was. You're getting too excited. You gotta let me finish. If I went there, the only thing I'd want to do is like crash through the ceiling like Captain Marvel and be like, "Whoa, where am I?" That's all. That's
I
really
would never
do
want
that.
to do anything like Captain Marvel.
Okay, so it looked
Jeez.
like Blockbuster was selling it like cents, and then it just like went up to like a few. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking
I
at.
can't
here.
even find Blockbuster on Robinhood right now.
It's well, that's because actually that's another thing. Robinhood is actually hiding some of those stocks that they're trying to blow up, like from the search thing.
And then the state of New York.
If you look up
filed a-
GMC, what is GameStop again?
GME.
GMC, right?
Well,
GME, excuse me.
Oh, no. Let me
GMC.
put a note in the document here. Yeah. Don't invite Brie Larson to our 100th episode. Frank will be mean.
Have you seen the? I just showed Michael this interview of, I don't know the actor's name, of War Machine. Does anyone know?
Don
Don
Cheadle.
Oh, that one.
Sean Deedle.
Yeah.
John Deere.
Whatever. that guy with Chris Hemsworth.
Yes.
Wait, is that Thor? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Chris
Yeah,
Hemsworth and
course
then
it is.
Captain Marvel, and they're basically just talking about how it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like basically like
The newbie of the like MCU, basically.
they do not like her whatsoever, and it's just such an awkward video. She's like
Yeah.
touching War Machine, and War Machine's like, "Can you not?" and like hitting her off of him and stuff. It's funny.
So
Scat. Scat.
You
And
see what
it's
happened?
like, you know, yeah. Explain it. You'll
Yeah,
explain
the
it.
interviewer is like, so is there like a hazing period for the newbies or something like that? Like, because she's new to it, and they're like, and then she's like, oh yeah, and then she's like, I think I'm still in it, and then Chris Hemsworth and like Don Cheadle is like, yeah, she's definitely still in it, and they just look like they're like done with her, and then she's like, right guys, and she starts like elbowing both of them, and Don Cheadle like moves his arm, he's like, don't touch me.
Well, I don't know. Those press junkets can go on for long. I think maybe they were just tired.
Maybe honestly, they do also mess around like that a lot.
They
like,
do. They
At
mess
least
around
Don
a
Cheadle
fuck
does a
ton.
lot. He's like very stone faced when he messes
Oh,
around, so
man.
that could be part of it.
That reminds me, I didn't watch the video Matt sent of Cap and fucking Black Widow, and I think it was Iron Man. They were all like arguing over that donut or whatever.
It was
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth
Oh,
Olsen.
Scarlet Witch. Oh, what a funny video that is.
Yeah,
That's
that's the one
great.
of for
Tony
Civil War.
steals
They were
the
doing
last donut. That
with
is
American
so
sprinkles
funny.
specifically. Red, white, and
Yeah,
blue
it's red,
sprinkles.
white, and blue sprinkles.
Oh, that's so funny.
That really like brings
That's-
back memories. Honestly, I'm like when you said that video, I'm like, wow, I haven't seen that in so long, and my brain just like we had a flashback to the before times.
Yeah, I was on one of
Civil
those.
War,
I was on one of those kicks
Go
where I
ahead.
was like watching a bunch of bloopers, and I stumbled upon that one
Nice.
in a compilation. I was like, "Yep, time to share this with everybody again."
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Bringing it back. Oh shit.
All right.
Well,
all right. So yeah, more the stocks.
Robin Hood and how they're getting sued now because they're doing illegal things.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
shut it down for all of last night, which was Thursday night, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. Well, not even last night. It was the whole day. They shut it down in the morning, and they didn't let you buy anymore. You can only sell your stock. And the big reason that comes in as more of a controversy is because everybody's like, that is actually market manipulation. You're literally stopping people from buying the stock and having it go up, but you're only letting them sell, which means the only thing that the stock can do now is go down. And so many places were actually doing that. So it's like that was kind of that is
Yeah.
to me seems more like market manipulation than anything.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have a laundry list of what do you call it? Blanking out.
Brokerages?
No, just come back to me later.
Not when I want to know what this laundry list is.
They,
Stay tuned for the Frank's laundry list.
Lawsuit. Fuck, Jesus Christ.
Wait, of what?
Lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, they have like
They have a
160.
laundry
or
list of
some shit.
lawsuits now.
160. I mean, serves them right, but
I
goddamn.
heard there's 160 lawsuits.
That reaction.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's something completely different. So,
Yeah,
they're,
but
they're kind of fucked on that one.
Do you think Robin Hood and Applet is going to survive this whole thing or no?
Well, that's where it comes into question because it's more of about now. Is that illegal for them to do? Because technically they're a brokerage. They have power who to sell and who not to sell with, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
But they also represent a free market. So you can't really control a free market like that. So,
Right.
because realistically, the only people who should have the power to stop selling a stock or stop people from buying a stock is GameStop, is the company itself.
Right.
And there's really only two reasons they would do that, which is they think there was some kind of fraudulent buying and selling happening. Fuck, I forgot the second reason. There was a second reason, and I can't remember it now. I actually just read about it.
If you want to think about it,
I would say
I
somebody
can
move
talk
on
about
for a second.
all I know is that this could be the end of GameStop, to be honest. When everyone sells
Yeah.
everything, because they will sell, they might just crash. And
Oh,
GameStop
yeah.
was already in a really bad position. Like it's a funny meme and stuff, but I mean they're pretty fucked. But I mean, fuck them. They gave everybody like $100 for their Xbox 360 when it first stopped. So it's like,
Frank,
damn.
Frank,
I got all these games. What?
No, I was gonna say, Frank, we're really in sync because I was gonna say it's a good meme, but it's
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good meme. Like it's cool that these guys got together on this Reddit page and everyone's memeing together to like punch it to the man. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
y'all are just gonna destroy this company.
Well, I honestly feel like this whole incident is something of a release for a lot of people. Because, I mean, if you think about it, the pandemic has been hitting everyone hard. People just kept losing jobs. Like the working class has been losing money more than ever, while billionaires have been getting richer and richer. And so to have all of these people in the community, on Reddit, just kind of, using the system and finally making it work in their favor and screwing over the same rich people who you've seen like photos of like them during the stock market crash in like 2008, just kind of like drinking champagne and laughing at the people who were like protesting Occupy Wall Street, it's like, yeah, people are pissed because, they want money, they want to be able to support their families, and
Totally.
getting a ton of money from this whole stock market fiasco is, this kind of like, it's also kind of unifying as well, because you're seeing people across the board just kind of being like
What the
rich,
fuck?
like everyone being like what the fuck, and everyone being like kind of unifying on the side of like the working class and the consumer. It's
Yeah.
like we're using the system exactly the way that it has been used, but now we're using it for our benefit, and people and these hedge fund billionaires don't like that, so fuck them.
Yep, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Honestly,
I'm with you.
sorry,
I'm
I
with you,
completely
Matt.
forgot the
Fuck
second one. By
them.
the way,
It's okay.
I
I do it all
can't
the
find it.
time.
All right, we'll move on.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm totally with that. Like honestly, like we just need to be like, fuck you guys. And
It's an interesting time. I'm curious to see how far this will go. If it's gonna get shut down,
Oh, yeah.
or if this will be the new norm, and the boys on Reddit are gonna be. It's gonna be the Reddit warriors versus the Wall Street guys.
Man,
I don't think it'll continue. But they're actually, from
Yeah.
what I've been hearing, people are like, we wanted to hit 1,500. They want GameStop
What?
1,500.
We're going to the moon, baby.
To the moon.
I swear.
I doubt that's gonna happen though.
I swear. I mean, honestly,
I love
though,
how
like,
Elon Musk is just like playing along with it. Elon Musk can manipulate the stock market so much. I think he tweeted like Dogecoin randomly, and then it just went up a shit ton in the stock. It's like it's insane.
Elon Musk is a strange man. He's an asshole sometimes, but at the same
agreed.
time, I feel like he's an asshole, and then he does it for the meme, I feel like, purely to try to cover up him being an asshole,
That's because
I feel like he's a memester at heart, and then like he's also a large businessman, and it's kind of hard to be like a normal man as a
No,
billionaire.
Elon Musk isn't a
businessman.
normal man. He's a lizard person. We all know this, Frank.
Elon Musk is Tony
Excuse
Stark.
me.
Let's be honest.
he's also kind of an
No,
asshole.
what's
Let's be
his name?
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. But he
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's a
Elon Musk
memester.
literally. Not only did he do the Dogecoin thing, going back to that for a second, he literally like I think it was like a year ago or something. He's like, Tesla stock is gonna fall. He just tweeted it for no reason, and then it started falling. I don't remember when he did it, but he did it like I want to say like a year ago.
He's like a
He said something
self-destroying
basically like,
prophet.
oh, it's gonna fall. And I was like, bro.
Speaking of God, what's Morgan Freeman up to these days? Like, legitimate question. What has he been up to,
What is Morgan Freeman? I was asking the same thing about Denzel Washington, and now I guess he's coming out with a new movie with Jared Leto apparently.
What are the little things? What are the little things? It's the little things. We get it.
I actually heard that like
Calm
it was
down,
awful
Jesus
movie.
Christ.
Sorry, that commercial annoys me so much.
Oh, I know.
It's the little things that get you caught.
It's like Jared
I
Leto.
need to
do a
add that
better
quote to the
Joker
wall.
and
To the
come
wall.
back.
Honestly though. Hey,
Speaking
Morgan
of
Freeman's
that,
gonna
yeah.
be in Morgan Freeman's gonna be in the hit new movie The Hitman's Bodyguard, or the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
What?
Wait. Is that an actual thing?
God.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So wait, hold on.
Oh, that's
Hold on
good. This
just
is
a
a good thing.
second here. Is this an actual There's a movie called Bodyguard, and then there's a movie called The Hitman's Bodyguard, which has Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, and then now there's going to be a new movie, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
I've heard
Right,
about the
because-
Hitman's Bodyguard.
yeah.
I actually wanted to see
The
it. but I
Bodyguard
never
verse?
saw it.
Honestly, The Hitman's Bodyguard was actually pretty good. It was pretty
Was
funny.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I would recommend it. It's pretty funny. It has Ryan Reynolds in it. I feel like it has to be funny.
I mean, yeah.
Bodyguard verse.
Wait, didn't Ryan Reynolds make like a whole streaming service with just like one Ryan Reynolds movie on it?
Yeah, that was part of a marketing. That was part of a
I wouldn't
marketing.
doubt it.
That was part of a whole marketing thing with the. What is it? There's like a service, like a cell service provider that he does.
Mint Mobile.
Yeah, Mint Mobile.
that his company, or is that just
Yeah,
CST?
he bought it.
Oh,
He's doing
okay.
all kinds
Yeah,
of things.
He has Aviation Gin. He has fucking Mint Mobile, and I think he has something else too that I don't remember.
He's a business mogul, man. I'm telling you.
Honestly, yeah, he's actually making a Snapchat like video series where it's called like Ryan Doesn't Know, and he's just trying to learn some random ass shit and have like people teach it to him. I guess.
I can respect that.
I was just say, you know what? It actually looked kind of funny. I'm actually down for that.
No. Huh.
As long as he makes Deadpool 3 in the process.
Sure.
You hear that they talked about what what Deadpool 3 was originally going to be if it was with Fox, and it was going to be like a Rashomon-esque road trip movie with Deadpool and Wolverine.
That would
Oh
have
my
been
god.
actually.
I don't think Hugh Jackman would come back for that though. They would have had to get a different
point.
Wolverine.
Well, but he said that he'd be willing to come back for something.
Well, he said he'd be willing to come back if it was going to be with like everybody.
It's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, now he can be with everybody, so maybe we'll see the return of Hugh Jackman.
Quick Wanda theory update. Actually, speaking of X-Men, real
Cool.
quick.
I'm down.
This doesn't really pertain to any episode in particular, but I think, what if the X-Men mansion is the town that Wanda created around herself, and she's just protecting it?
Westview? I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Where
So wait, you
was
mean like Professor Xavier's school is going to be in Westview?
Yeah, like the whole town is just a cover up for
I hate that theory. It's terrible.
I don't know. Well, because I don't hate it. It's interesting. The only thing is, like, you're implying that, like, you know, she was like, oh man, I discovered the X Mansion, all these mutants, and then she's just like, hey, let me do you a solid and cover this shit up for you, and in the process go through like
Sitcoms.
like let's go through sitcoms and like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, let me
and kind of lose my
hallucinate
mind.
with my dead boyfriend to protect your school real quick.
Look, man. You never know. You never
Hey,
know.
he doesn't write it. He just theorizes it. Okay.
Exactly.
Can I just
I'm not
say-
a writer.
Yeah.
I'm a theory.
Come back with a better
not a rapper.
theory.
I just want to say, without spoiling anything, that newest episode actually had a really, really effective jump scare that got me. And
was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about Vision at the end.
Oh,
all right, well, I guess we're spoiled it, but yeah, that.
Well, no,
that
you don't
was-
have to say anything. All I said was
Yeah.
Vision at the end. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, but how they know it's at the
That
end?
was-
How do they know? It's...
Oh my god. Spoilers, you're going to know that Vision's in this episode.
And
Who
he's
would've
in
thunk
the
it?
end.
Ooh.
He's scary skeleton.
Wow. All right. Do we want to move on to the next topic now, or do we have anything to close?
What time we at? What time we at? Hit
We
me up.
are at subtracting 10, like 34 minutes.
And move
give or
over to
take
20, let's.
I'll say
let's-
we should probably do an ad break and then we'll hop into the next topic.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if you let me finish my sentence, Frank, you would have heard what I had to say, which is that we should go to an ad break.
Is that a jab
Thank
at
you.
me?
Thank you for that.
Oh,
All right.
no,
well,
I didn't. Oh, ad break.
Yeah, we will be back to talk about the Warner Brothers movies, correct?
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about the Warner Brothers 2021 lineup, as well as a few other, and by a few other, I mean just two other movie news things.
See, real quick.
Hey,
See, you guys thought the Ooga Booga and the ape intimidation noises were just a stupid joke. Foreshadowing. Saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be
What?
back. You know what really grinds my gears, Colin?
What's that, Matt?
Well, it's the darndest thing, Colin. You know, I'm playing that new Tomb Raider game. And
Do you ever just feel so impassioned by something that you just want to get your thoughts out into the world like Matt here? Well, now you can with this invention known as Anchor.
oh, Colin, isn't an anchor something to make a ship stop?
Oh, Frank, you idiot. Anchor is a free podcast publishing service that has tools that let you create, upload, and edit your own podcast right from your computer, phone, or tablet. Better yet, it will publish your episodes on all the major podcast sites such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
Wow, I can't believe it's so easy and convenient.
And that's not all, good old pal Francis and fellow co-hosts of the critically acclaimed podcast, The Critical Spectrum, upload on Mondays at 10 a.m. CST. You can make money using Anchor with no minimum listenership required. You hear that? That's the sound of what 14 cents made on Anchor can get you. Now imagine how many chips you can afford when you have more than 5 listeners.
Holy moly! I wish I had enough money off podcasts to be able to afford a whole chip. That truly is everything someone would need to make a podcast in one convenient place.
And I just think that it's ridiculous that the Tomb Raider reboots don't let me dual-wield pistols. Oh, and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Last time on The Critical Spectrum.
Fly me to the moon.
I sense this is becoming a pattern. Welcome back to the show, everybody. So next we're going to talk about Warner Brothers, and particularly their 2021 lineup of films. Now, considering how much the movie industry has been fucked over by COVID, it's easy to forget just how many interesting movies are coming out this year. And so what Warner Brothers is doing is they're releasing their entire 2021 slate of films, not only in theaters, but also on HBO Max. Yes, HBO Max, the streaming service that was praised by Christopher Nolan as the worst streaming service ever. And it's back. Whoa. It's going strong with a vengeance. Do you not have background for that, Frank?
Why did he say that?
He said it because, so this was after Tenet came out. And by the way, good movie. I enjoyed it. It's kind of divisive, but I really liked it. Solid spy movie. But it didn't do so well in America, obviously, because of the pandemic. People didn't want to go to theaters.
Man, imagine that.
And a lot of theaters were closed down.
We went to go
anyway.
see Empire Strikes Back in the theaters instead of seeing that.
Really?
Actually, yeah. Bro, that was actually a bucket list thing that I fucking like.
To see Empire Strikes Back in a theater?
Just seeing any older Star Wars movie in theaters, honestly.
They did The Dark Knight too. I wanted to go see it, but I never.
Oh no! I never saw The Dark Knight in theaters originally.
Yeah, me either.
I did.
Oh fuck!
I did, but I know.
Oh, I'm so sad now. Anyway, the point is, Frank, is that after Warner Brothers made this decision to release all of the 2021 films on HBO Max, and they didn't really talk with any of the filmmakers about this. This was a decision that they kind of made on their own. And, it's kind of a smart decision. It's still an unfortunate one, given that, me as a film critic who has really gotten quite a taste of, reviewing films in a theater, it sucks not being able to see as many films in movie theaters, but this is probably the smartest thing that they could do. And it's a lot better than what Disney does when they have to make you pay like fucking $30 on top of the subscription already.
For Mulan.
For Mulan.
Fucking Mulan.
Yeah. So Christopher Nolan was not happy about that because, Nolan, as someone who is a big cinemaphile, he's obviously, like a lot of filmmakers, worried about the future of cinema. And so something like that is obviously something that's concerning. And I totally get where he's coming from on that. But I just wanted to throw that in there because I think that's funny, especially that the only reason that I managed to get a free trial to HBO Max was because I bought Tenet on Blu-ray. And I just thought the idea of getting a free trial to HBO Max, courtesy of Christopher Nolan's film.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious on multiple levels. But I want to talk about some of the movies that are coming out this year because there's a pretty big list. I didn't actually count.
Excited.
I didn't get a numbered list. We already talked about some of them. There's The Little Things, which is that movie with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. Judas and the Black.
Oh shit! Wait, actually, it just came out today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it just got released today.
Yeah, right.
What are people saying about it?
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Then
what is it called?
The Little Things.
Thing.
So
Okay,
then
go ahead,
next
Matt.
one we
wanna look
got.
up the Rotten Tomatoes review.
All right, Judas and the Black Messiah. I heard that. That one looked interesting. The Tom and Jerry film. I'm just gonna kind of run through because we don't have time to talk about all of these.
49% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's sad. I predict that Denzel Washington is the killer.
You think so? Oh, you mean that? Okay, never mind. I think you meant the killer of like the movie overall, like it was bad because of him, and I was like,
no, he's great in everything he does. I'm just saying
I really,
based on the trailer, I predicted that he was going to be the one who was the killer. So then Godzilla versus Kong, The Conjuring.
Oh, so hyped for that.
Same.
In the Heights, which that was supposed to come out a long time ago, and now that's finally gonna come out. Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Oh my
Cool.
God.
Hype for Space Jam and Tom and Jerry, if I'm honest. Not even.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm done.
Tom and Jerry,
I'm down.
I'm actually excited for the
looks cute.
combat one, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see how that's gonna pan out. I don't know how that's gonna do.
we're getting to that. We're getting to that. Trust me.
All right.
Malignant, directed by James Wan. So that's a horror film. James Wan, if you don't know, he's directed a bunch of horror films, and he also directed Aquaman, and I think some of the Fast and Furious movies. The Many Saints of Newark, which I believe is a prequel to The Sopranos.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest, until about a month ago, I thought The Sopranos was like a dark comedy.
Is it not?
I thought it was a serious drama.
It's like a
right?
serious like mafia family drama, if I'm not mistaken. I actually haven't watched it, but I remember my dad watching it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because I was
I don't know.
and didn't like it.
There are a lot of dramas that I feel like can also venture into dark comedy, so that's kind of why I had that
right
that view of it. King Richard. Some of these I said who it was directed by if I was interested, and others I didn't. This is one that I didn't know anything about. Another film called Reminiscence, another one I don't know anything about. Those Who Wish Me Dead. I only know that one has Angelina Jolie in it, so I'm excited. And then Cry Macho, which I think has who's the guy who directed American Sniper?
Eastwood?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. I think that's a Clint Eastwood film.
You don't know Clint Eastwood, man?
I forgot his name. Old guy. But there's
It's
four
a gorilla
that I,
song about him.
but there's four that I, oh yeah, that's a great song. There's four of these films that are coming out in 2021 that I bolded. One of them is the sci-fi epic, the adaptation of the novel of the same name, Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve, of Sicario and Blade Runner 2049 fame.
And it has your boys Josh Brolin, Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista, and Oscar Isaac, the only people actually know in there. But honestly,
and Zendaya.
Damn.
And probably other people that I probably know by face, but not by name.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, which movie is this?
Dune.
Oh,
yeah,
I was already excited for Dune. Now I'm even more excited.
It's a pretty stacked cast. So.
I just like to point out that when I brought up Dune, Colin was like, "Oh, sick," and then he forgot. And then in the course of talking about it, he forgot what movie we were talking about. Asked us what movie it was. We told him, and he got excited again.
Look, man.
It's the little things, Colin.
It's the little things. What are the little things?
But he says it. He says
Watch
it.
the movie and you'll fucking find out.
Next up, the one that is very interesting to me, The Matrix 4, directed by Lana Wachowski. Not both of the Wachowskis, only Lana Wachowski. Lily Wachowski, I think, was working on something else. They had other commitments, but they gave their blessing to the production and just was like, yeah, just go out there, make something even better than the original. So I'm very excited to see what they might do with that, especially
it has
if
your boy Keanu Reeves coming back.
Yeah, and they're bringing back the actress from the original trilogy as well, Carrie-Anne Moss, to play Trinity.
She plays Trinity, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You may know her as the lawyer from Daredevil.
Yeah, Carrie.
Jones.
Yeah, Carrie Mogarth, or what's her name?
Hogarth.
She was cool. Side tangent. Jessica Jones season 1 was really good, but I feel like a lot of those Marvel Netflix shows had this weird habit of having an A plot and a B plot that were tied together, and you were like, oh, I can see why they're showing me this. And then they have a C plot that is completely unrelated, and you have no idea why it's important until the 9th episode, when it's like, Oh, that's why we were watching these lesbians have marriage problems.
Yes.
The same thing happened. The same thing happened with Punisher when they had that sniper with PTSD.
Don't say anything. Wait, Matt, Colin,
Spoilers.
not Colin. Frank has not seen it.
I have not watched it yet.
Right.
I've specifically not told him anything because I want him to go into it fresh.
I'll be real. I feel like most of those Netflix Marvel shows were good first season, and then like I just lost interest, if I'm honest.
I
I can't say the same about Punisher or Daredevil. I think they were consistently good.
Season 3 and 2 I think were better than season 1.
But that one, Daredevil continually got like better, and season 2 of Daredevil especially has like some of the most powerful scenes of the Punisher in all of it. Even beating out some of his own stuff in his solo series.
I don't know.
Wow.
But
I just think the whole rooftop scene in general.
That's true.
That philosophical debate. That's the type of shit that like I look at that and I'm like, this is what superhero fiction's all about.
Well, that was actually like in the comics too, which was like beautiful that they transitioned that over.
Yeah. And the lighting and everything. It looked like it could have been like it looked like it could have been a stage play, and I love that shit.
He calls him Frank and he calls him Red. It was beautiful.
Nice to see you, Red.
So before I get to the movie that I'm most excited about for this year, I want to talk about Mortal Kombat. So it's directed by Simon.
Wait, is that all the movies? I think there's more than there's a few you're missing.
Well, what are you talking about? I literally listed like fucking 20 movies.
That's like a lot.
Yeah, I listed like 20 movies, dude. But before I get to my favorite one, I need to talk about Mortal Kombat, which is the one that I'm most interested to see if they can do it right. Because obviously there have been a couple of attempts at live-action Mortal Kombat over the years, whether it was a Machinima series or whether it was the cheesy, corny, not that great films from yesteryear.
Hey, when I was a kid, I fucking ate that up, okay? I was like, oh shit, look at all that. Get over here.
My sister... go on.
It's like... No, I was going to say, I'm going to probably touch on this in the Culture Corner segment. Spoilers, Culture Corner, woo. But I feel like with stories like with Mortal Kombat and a lot of anime series and just over-the-top storyline and whatnot, it's really hard to adapt into live action, you know?
Yeah, this is true. Oh my god, Colin, I just understood your reference. You were talking about the apes and primals and King Kong versus...
Yes, thank you.
You didn't get that?
I did not. I told you I didn't get it.
Thank you.
I figured you would have picked up on it over the course of the break.
I just picked up on it now, okay? Are you happy? Making me feel dumb, okay?
Anyway, Mortal Kombat. I'm excited to see how it goes, because the reason I wanted to talk about this is because Warner Bros. Released a new teaser for its upcoming films this year. And since we don't have an official trailer for some of these films, getting these little glimpses of the films was awesome. And especially Mortal Kombat, because the few things we've seen like some still images and then a couple of quick cuts here and there. The casting looks cool, the lighting looks cool, cinematography is all looking promising, but we won't know whether to be really excited about it until a trailer, like a full trailer, comes out. But I'm really hoping that this just ends up blowing us away, because I know that Mortal Kombat has big like lots of lore, so I'm hoping that they can use that to make a good story.
Right. I think I've seen a glimpse of the Warner Brothers trailer lineup. How are the costumes? That's the one thing.
They look pretty good. I mean, at least from the glimpses I've seen, there was a pre-roll ad I kept getting on YouTube at a point, and there was like a small glimpse of one of the characters. Like I think it was Sub-Zero, and it's like you see them kind of like creating like an ice knife, like right in front of the camera, so you can't see him too well, but like from what you can see of the outfit, the look of the film looks pretty awesome. I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat fan, but like judging the aesthetics is easy enough if you've seen the Mortal Kombat marketing over the past several years.
Right.
So, I mean, if they have, good action choreography and good costume design, that's already like a huge bonus for them already. Then it's just a matter of using the lore to tell a story that doesn't take itself too seriously, but is engaging enough to, draw in fans new and old. So I don't know.
Right.
That's the one that I'm most curious about, but it's the one that has the biggest chance of failure. My favorite,
and definitely the riskiest one, I would say, for sure.
But the film that I'm most excited about of everything
is The Little Things.
Yes. No. It's the Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot that's going to be on there.
Everyone keeps asking James Gunn, like, when are you going to release the trailer? When are you going to release the trailer? And he's like, please, you guys got to be patient. I swear it's going to look so good, but I need to finish editing it. And oh God, so many people are going to die. I just know it. so many characters are going to die, and I hope that Captain Boomerang doesn't die. Oh my God!
Die in the last
no,
one?
he didn't. No, he didn't.
No,
they wouldn't kill off Boomerang. At least not in that one. They might kill him off here. I don't know.
I swear, I'm having like a fucking Mandela effect right now because I feel like he died in the first one.
They didn't kill off any. Yeah, they only killed off fucking
3 other people.
They only killed off who was the guy with the
Diablo
climb anything? There was the Diablo, and then there was Whiplash. Was that his name?
Who's the guy who
Whiplash
died in the first?
Whiplash is a Marvel villain. It's from Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is that guy's name?
First, second of the movie.
Obviously, they weren't important enough for us to remember.
Yeah. Was there like a shark guy, or am I thinking of something?
No, there was Killer
King
Croc.
Shark is in the new one.
That's what I'm thinking of. God, I haven't seen the Suicide Squad in so long, and I want to keep it that way.
What are you most excited about in this movie, Matt?
Well, for one thing, I love James Gunn. I think that the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are like some of the best that Marvel has made in terms of being films that are made with all kinds of love and care, trying to make the most ridiculous, bombastic thing. But they're also films that have just a ridiculous amount of heart. I was almost crying walking out of the theater the first movie, and the second movie similarly just offered, it's like every single scene between two characters tried to like every encounter and conversation between characters was always like some super emotional like breakthrough between the cast, because you basically had all the characters just stuck together on a planet, and it being this big story about family, and particularly like found family as opposed to the family that you were born with. It's just a super emotional franchise, and James Gunn is very good at creating these team dynamics and having this brand of comedy. And him making a movie with an R rating, I feel like this is going to be him at like his best possibly.
He's unleashed.
He's already said in the behind the scenes video that they released months ago that this is like the biggest movie he's ever made. And the prospect of that is mind blowing. And the fact that he's saying that with a film that is mostly like practical effects and not a ton of CGI, that makes me even more excited to see the type of shit that he's going to pull off.
I didn't know that actually. I thought it was going to be a lot of CGI. I didn't know if it was mostly practical.
I mean, like obviously characters like King Shark are going to be CGI. But
Matt, don't you know that they actually got a Shark Man for this? No, they genetically made one for this.
I want animatronic shark head, like a la like Jurassic Park.
like Jaws.
Oh my god.
That'd be great.
There you go. Fucking just take Jaws and make him in this movie.
Yeah, just have like a puppeteer follow the guy around him, so it's like flapping the head, the mouth while he's talking. The actor's talking,
and the fact that they're doing all of this, and like they're still like acknowledging that the previous Suicide Squad existed,
It's awful.
like. Just that it existed. It's like there's a scene in the little teaser I was talking about earlier where Harley Quinn, kind of shares like a glance with like Rick Flag, and it's like both of those both like Margot Robbie and what's that actor, Joel Kinnaman, who played Colonel Rick Flag. They both have returned from the previous film as well as Captain Boomerang. So it's just nice that they're like, we're going to take the actors that like worked from the first one. I mean, sans Will Smith, even though I liked him as Deadshot. Those elements that
Deadshot's just gone in this, right?
Yeah, he's not there, but they do have Idris Elba playing
Bloodsport.
And just the fact that they have all these characters. Like I was talking to my dad about the cast, and he was like, Bloodsport. I think he showed up like once in the comics back in the 80s.
See, go ahead, Colin.
No, I was gonna say there's one character that is just mysteriously missing. He's like, he should be there, but I just can't see him.
Oh yes, I think I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was a really dumb joke.
That was a dumb joke. I was trying to go along with it.
And we're not going to explain it.
Nope.
Everybody's going to have to figure it out. Actually,
for it.
Oh shit! No, I have to bring it up because the fact that I love that John Cena's character.
His name was John Cena.
He can't.
You can't see me. I'm sorry.
What's great is that over quarantine, James Gunn was like, fuck it, I'm going to write a TV series. So he wrote a TV series starring John Cena's character Peacemaker, and it's going to be an HBO Max series after Suicide Squad comes out. It's going to be called, oh fuck, it's Peacemaker.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I just love that he was just like, I'm going to write a TV series while in quarantine.
Let me share my thoughts on the Suicide Squad movie.
Please do.
When I first heard that they were making a Suicide Squad movie back in like 2016 or whatever that was,
right?
I was like, why? Because I don't know why they constantly pushed Suicide Squad on us. Obviously, it doesn't sell reading-wise, and the movie did terribly, and now they're making another one for some reason. James Gunn is awesome. I will say, I agree everything you say about that, Matt. But who the fuck are these characters? Like Harley Quinn, she looks awesome. I love her. I love her character. I love how she looks in the movie. King Shark is cool. I mean, like, that's fine. He's a Suicide Squad. There's like, you know who Mongol is from the Justice League animated series, Matt? I assume you know him from that.
I don't remember.
You remember him? He's like the guy that had the War World almost like type place.
No, I don't remember that episode.
Okay. He might have been in a few episodes actually, but his like sister or someone, there's a female version of him in the Suicide Squad, why? Because he hasn't even been introduced yet, so it makes no sense. The Rat Catcher, the second, is in it. Can we please introduce the first one before we do the second one? Fuck. I don't know. I
hope it up, man.
Wait, please tell me his power is he just sends rats at people. Like,
I don't know, Colin. I don't know any of these characters. Like, I don't. Peacemaker. I am not excited for that at all. Peacemaker. They said it's going to be a douchier Captain America. Like, no, thank you. I don't want that. I don't want it to be John Cena either. Like, no,
why not?
Don't get me wrong. I might eat my words. Don't get me wrong. He could do amazing.
I mean, just remember Guardians of the Galaxy. You got to remember that. I mean, this is James Gunn's brand. He takes characters that nobody gives a shit about, and he makes them into characters that you absolutely will give a shit about in some capacity.
Which is why I may eat my words, but I'm gonna
then he's also
stick to what I'm saying now.
he's also
I
just
do
gonna
believe
kill
if
them
there's
a
one
lot.
man to make fucking douchey Captain America cool, it will be James Gunn. But why are we getting an HBO Max show about him? There are so many other cool things they could do with that money. Why the fuck is it Peacemaker? He wasn't even in any type of comics before this. They're putting him in stuff, marketing him now because he's in the movie.
You want to know my theory on it?
Can
wanna
we
know my
get
theory?
like a cool character in a TV show or something?
But you don't know
has
that
a
he's not going
huge
to be
fan
cool
base?
yet.
What'd Matt say? I didn't hear him.
But you don't know that he's not going to be cool, or at the very least, if he's hateable, you don't know that he's not going to be a compelling, deuteragonist.
And that's the thing there. So that's my theory. They're not going to spend all this money on a cool character to make him cool, because obviously, if it's a cool character, they need to do it right. They're going to say, "Hey, let's take this random ass character that nobody knows, make a show, and see if it sticks. Because if it does, maybe we can do something out of this." I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck DC's doing. I don't know why they've made 2 Suicide Squad movies and haven't even made a Flash movie yet. It's
they're working on it.
Weird, but
they're working on it.
I know.
My
the
favorite
filming
thing
is
is
starting, but they're prioritizing all this weird ass shit. I don't know why the hell. They need to just make a damn Harley Quinn movie. She is perfect. They need to give her own goddamn movie and just like make a trilogy off that. She is like awesome, but fuck. Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite thing out of all of this was when they first announced like Polka Dot Man and all that, and the comments on that video.
I'll look up the lineup and go ahead, keep talking. I'll read off the entire lineup.
That's fine. I just love that the first comment on that video when I first scrolled down was, "How the fuck do we have a movie with Polka Dot Man in it and we still don't have a Nightwing movie?"
How do we have a fucking second Suicide Squad movie and Henry Cavill's Man of Steel does not have a sequel yet? The fuck is this?
That's a solid point, actually.
Honestly, though.
Like that was an actual good movie, Suicide Squad. I mean, excuse me. Man of Steel.
I'd just like to
sodomy.
I did enjoy I'm sad that Will Smith has gone as Deadshot. He was so cool. And like Idris Elba, however you say his name, as Bloodsport, like he's a cool actor, but like what the hell is Bloodsport? Is he basically just like a cool actor replacing Will Smith for a lead role or something? Is that basically what they're doing?
I don't know. They haven't
honestly,
you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. You can name off thing. I was gonna say though, honestly, the reason we were silent is because nobody fucking knows who Bloodsport's supposed to be.
Look, but I had fucking 3 phases of Marvel Entertainment, half of the characters of which I knew next to nothing about until their origin films, and didn't care, and only had my dad to tell me who they were. And again, Guardians.
No, which is a fair point, Matt. I agree with you on that, but my opinion stands. So here we got. We got Savant. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I said that right.
Big brain.
We got Javelin.
Played
I don't
by
know
Michael
who the fuck that
Rooker.
is either.
Played by who?
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to list off the actors as well?
If you wouldn't mind.
Javelin is played by Flula Borg.
Yeah, that I think he's a YouTuber, or at the very least, he's a. Hold on, let me look him up.
Okay, interesting. All right, then we got the Polka Dot Man, David Dastmalchian. He's the dude from the Dark Knight movies. Just the Dark Knight. David Dastmalchian. I don't know how to say his name. You guys would know him.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the Russian dude from Ant-Man?
Yes.
Right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Flula Borg, German actor, musician, comedian, YouTube personality, and DJ, who is also known simply as Flula or DJ Flula. Man, it's a man.
All right.
All right.
I love that. That was just subdued enough to not like to be never.
Interesting.
Were you not looking at the photos?
Daniela Melchior or something like that. I don't know who that is. Anybody?
No.
Any takers?
Honestly,
know? And honestly, everyone look up what Ratcatcher 2 is. Like, I'm very curious as to see what this character does in the comics. Because does he just catch rats? Like, I don't think that's a crime.
Wait, stop, wait.
That can't be a crime. That sounds like a good thing.
Ratcatcher 2 is a former exterminator who turned to a life of karai.
But is that Ratcatcher or Ratcatcher 2?
By an army of small rodents, she can communicate and control.
Yes.
I'm in. Why doesn't he get an HBO Max series? What the fuck?
She.
Yeah, she.
Why do you keep fucking up the genders?
Yeah. She forms a close relationship with blood spores. Well, let you guys know that.
Oh, I'm in for
That
this.
sounds like a
Bloodsport and
recipe
Ratcatcher
for-
2.
That sounds like a recipe for multiple sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay, so I was going to mention this earlier as a joke, because just to correct myself, mostly because my OCD will not let me ignore this. I misuse the term deuteragonist, which is this person's second importance to the protagonist, in describing Peacemaker. That was incorrect. If they were the protagonist, but they were just kind of an asshole, I don't know what the term would be. I thought I knew what I was talking about.
Being John Cena.
Anti-hero. There we go. Let's just use that.
Yeah, there you go. I honestly, I don't ever remember when you used that.
I used it when describing. I know exactly, which is why me correcting it now is pointless. But I felt compelled. I felt compelled because I thought about it, and I thought about somebody in the comments being like, "You fucking idiot! Why would you use deuteragonist?"
How do you feel now that you said it later on, like I did about Colin's joke after you just got it now, huh?
Well, because I've been trying to say it for 5 minutes, but I couldn't. That's the difference.
All right, fair enough.
Do you guys know that Nathan Fillion's in this movie?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did know Nathan Fillion.
TDK, or
Nathan Fillion in anything.
TDK, apparently.
which people speculate to be the detachable kid, which is to say he can detach his limbs, and that's his ability.
What?
So, like,
Can he grow more?
No, he can only detach the ones he has.
That seems
So he
like...
And he can use them as weapons.
So he can throw his arm,
Yeah.
but he can't grow a new one back.
I hope this movie is just crazy enough that it's just hilarious and just works, and all of them just die except the good one. Like,
so we
hope
can never
Jack-
see them again.
You know when
I hope like
Sorry, Frank,
Go
go on.
no, I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. You know, when you were describing the detachable kid, Matt, you know what popped into my mind? You know how octopuses reproduce?
No.
No, that is a fact that I seem
think
to
you're
have forgotten.
thinking of starfish.
Well, probably. I think it's
Do
both.
do octopi do this as well? Because I
Where
know
they
starfish like lose their limbs and then they create new starfish.
No, that's not where I'm going with this, Frank.
Okay, sorry.
Some octopi, male octopi, in fact, literally just detach their dick and it'll swim toward any nearby female.
Whoa!
Excuse me?
Fucking terrifying.
That's kind of sick as fuck, bro.
You're scuba diving one day and you're like, what the fuck is that?
I would
That
hope
sounds
you're
like
not
some
scuba
kind of
diving
horror
with your
movie.
mouth open.
Oh yeah, what a fucking idiot. That was a terrible joke. That what the hell? How do you know that, Colin?
Look, man.
What are we-
Look, the YouTube rabbit hole at 3 a.m. is a weird hole sometimes.
Good lord.
You know
Fair
what?
enough.
That's true.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so
But,
man, well, glad to know what you do at night, looking up videos about octopi's like puss-seeking missile.
Yep.
Okay, if you guys want to be, sorry, I was looking this up to make sure it was legit. There's an octopus. It's called an aragonot, and its third left arm develops into a hectotylus, which just means octopus penis, which then is able to detach. So yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
So
shit.
back to the topic at hand. That's really all I wanted to bring up. Those 4 movies: Matrix 4, Dune, Suicide Squad, Mortal Kombat. Because I feel like those are the movies that I'm like most interested in. this upcoming year, either because it's such like a coin toss as to whether it's going to be good or not, or just because I'm pretty confident it's going to be awesome.
I'm
I hope the
hopeful it'll
Mortal
be
Kombat
awesome.
one's good.
Same. Yeah, I have the Mortal Kombat. I think it's going to be good, but I'm very iffy on the Suicide Squad. I'm so iffy on anything DC nowadays, so I'm wrong. I hope they prove me wrong and just give me something good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Snyder Cut's coming out as well. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
in March.
counts as
They
a
have an
movie,
official
but
release date now.
It comes out in the 18th, I believe.
Yeah, March 18th.
We're definitely
that's
gonna
close.
have to review that.
I'm more excited for that than I am for Suicide Squad, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. At least for
So
me.
we'll see.
Like,
If I feel like if that fails, we just can't watch DC movies anymore.
No, fuck that.
We riot.
No, all that means is that we finally once again learn that Zack Snyder's like world of DC may not have been the best one, and then we cut our losses again because we never learn.
We go to Matt Reeves.
And we go to Matt
Wait,
Reeves.
is the Batman movie coming out in
That's 2022.
They move it back.
It's 2022.
Okay.
No idea what they're going to do in terms of the release schedule for that. We don't know if HBO's policy for HBO Max release is going to extend past 2021. It might. Who knows? The only other news I wanted to bring up in terms of movies was the first one was about Shin Ultraman, which is... So, some background. Hideaki Anno, the director of Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of the most popular and influential anime series of all time. In 2016, he directed a live-action film called Shin Godzilla, which if you haven't watched it, you should, because it is a horrifying film that is also like kind of a critique and kind of a commentary on Japanese bureaucracy. But now the same team is getting together to make a new film, which is based on another famous Japanese pop culture character, Ultraman. There's an entire genre in Japan called the tokusatsu genre, which is essentially like almost an offshoot of stuff like the, Super Sentai, like Power Rangers type stuff, which is, people in ridiculously elaborate superhero costumes fighting guys in monster suits in miniaturized model cities so that it looks like it's giant people fighting. Awesome stuff. And so now this new film looks to be a modern reinterpretation of the like Ultraman story with a similar approach that was given to like Shin Godzilla. So it'll probably be kind of creepy, maybe weird looking monsters, and then giant man fighting to save humanity. I'm totally down.
Ultraman, that is.
Yes. So I don't know, because I showed you guys that I shared the trailer with you guys. What did you guys think?
I thought that weird monster thing that was crawling was fucking weird as shit. Yeah. And I was like, wait a second, is that Ultraman?
Yeah, those did look a little bizarre.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
What a strange hero.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I was like, is this guy supposed to be a hero? Because I thought Ultraman was a hero, and then I realized he was...
See, little did you know, Michael, you were actually watching the Suicide Squad trailer.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. It was just, it was fucking Shark King just there, or King Shark, whatever
Shark
the fuck
King,
his name is.
King Shark. You just reversed it.
Close enough.
Yeah. The second piece of news, which is both sad and hilarious. So, No Time to Die, the final Daniel Craig James Bond film, originally was supposed to come out in April 2020, got delayed to the fall, and then got delayed again to April of 2021. And now is going to be getting delayed once again, but partly because of COVID. And also for a much stranger reason. They need to do some reshoots because they have a bunch of Nokia product placement that's now completely outdated. because of the film delays.
Oh,
So
Wait, you cut out for me for a second. They have what's outdated?
they have a bunch of Nokia product placement that's completely outdated.
they
That
obviously
would-
need to put Nokia to the moon.
That would have been
That's
great if we
weird.
were. That would have been great if we were transitioning into the GameStonks
That
Yeah.
fucking would have.
topic.
Quick, Matt, edit it afterwards.
Yeah. Disclaimer: the pacing is fucked.
Yeah. Hasn't ever been not fucked, let's be honest.
That's a very good point. But yeah, that's just at the very least, if they're gonna delay the movie again, I'm glad it's for such a hilarious reason, because like No Time to Die just looks so fucking good, and Daniel Craig is like my favorite James Bond, and this film looks all kinds of awesome with like practical stunts and a lot of the stuff that like me and our mutual friend of the show, Josh Marauka, me and him are both huge like military, like Call of Duty fans. We're a fan of all that like tactical shit. This film has plenty of that, and that's another reason why I'm so excited to see it and why I'm so heartbroken that it keeps getting delayed.
Well, eventually, it's like what Shigeru Miyamoto said. I think that's what his name is. If I'm saying it right. Guy who made Mario, I think.
Mm.
I'm gonna butcher this quote. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever. So you could just do that for the movie.
That's true, but like the movie was already finished.
I like
That's
that.
the problem.
Yeah. All
Cyberpunk
right, well,
for you.
fucking honestly though, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't bring me into that. Don't
I
do
haven't
this.
played Cyberpunk in a really long time.
Neither have I. It just got updated. I don't know what the
Did
update did because I don't care anymore, but it got updated.
Or are you in
Yeah,
the
check it
like
out
you
again.
don't are you in like the I don't care camp now? When it comes to
Like
Cyberpunk?
I want the game to be good, and I'm just kind of gonna wait it out for a long time. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna wait until the next gen upgrade comes out because then I'm hoping by then it'll just be good. So
Like Battlefront 2, we just had to wait it out and then it got way better.
exactly.
That's fair. I'll probably wait too until I do a second playthrough. Because I pretty much did I like uninstalled that pretty quickly after I finished my first playthrough. Because I was like, I'm not gonna start
You
this
finished
shit
it.
again.
You
I did
finished the
finish it.
game?
I did finish the game. I
Oh,
was
wow,
I was
good for
I was
you.
gonna try to get the true ending so that I had an excuse to never play it again. But then I realized that I could only get that if I like did very specific dialogue choices. Because you have to like have your bond with Johnny Silverhand be a certain percentage that's like really difficult to get. And I was like, well, fuck. I want to get the true ending.
I was talking to a friend of the show, Bobby Gamba, about this. Good old Bobby G.
We really need
Well,
to
but-
have these friends of the show on the show.
Yeah. But I was thinking about it. I was like, people are both praising and shitting on Cyberpunk, but I'm like, man, Yakuza and Valhalla are better games now that I think about it.
I haven't even played Yakuza, and I already know that's a true statement because
Yeah.
how fucking fun Yakuza 0
And, like,
is.
People that were not even paying attention to, or didn't really even pay attention to Valhalla. I thought, I'm like, that is a beautiful game. Like,
That is true. They haven't. I'm actually more sad that they haven't paid attention to Yakuza, only because I
true.
want that to blow up more so that it can be more popular in the United States.
great game, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Great game. Go buy it.
we're big proponents too.
I mean, it has been pretty popular in the U.S. If it wasn't, I don't think it would have gotten, supported in the West as much as it has been. But you're right;
That's
it could
true.
definitely be more popular.
It should.
It should.
But anyways,
Game Pass might help with that.
Now that we fucking finished our movies, who wants to move on to
Wait,
culture?
I just
corner?
read-
Oh.
Wait, before we do that, I just read something that's actually kind of interesting.
Oh, okay.
So,
Breaking news.
actually, it's not breaking news. It's a little fun fact. Also, it's a little bit about WandaVision. So, just if you have not seen the most recent episode of WandaVision, don't listen to this.
I'll
Skip ahead
put
or
a
something.
marker for spoilers. Look at the
Yeah.
description, time codes.
I like how we're just like, oh, we're not going to review every episode of WandaVision, but we still mention it every episode.
Hey, is that a
It's
review?
not
We're just
too
mentioning.
I actually like two things, which Michael, you should talk about the card thing really quick, and then I'll talk about my thing.
About what?
The card thing.
Oh, yeah, I actually love that. Wait, do you guys both watched it, right? Matt and Colin?
Today's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember how the I don't remember his name in the show. The FBI agent, the guy from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how he like took out his card when when she got out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually a callback to the second Ant-Man when Paul Rudd's, because he's in house arrest and he just starts like doing like close-up magic, like card tricks. He's like, I've been learning how to do this because I got nothing better to do. And then it flashes forward a little bit to that movie still when he goes up to him. He's like, God, how'd you do it? He's like, how'd I do what? He's like, that card trick.
Huh.
So it was never mentioned again until this episode when he's like FBI and he flips out that
and
card.
he does the card trick with his FBI like badge.
Yeah,
That's kind of
Oh, that's a cool feature.
Yeah.
But what I thought was cool was I just read this post on Instagram from this guy named Tom King. He wrote some like he wrote some comics that WandaVision is like basing off of. And it basically says that he grew up across the street from that FBI agent actor. And the FBI agent actor was like best friends with his brother or good friends with his brother. And now like 30 years later, he's acting in a show that's based off his writing. That's like, what a coincidence, right?
Whoa,
What a
cool.
small world, honestly.
That's crazy, right?
That is crazy. What a fun fact. I like that. Thank you for
Fun
that,
fact
Frank.
of the day. Yeah, you're welcome.
The more you know.
Culture Corner, officially the first one.
Great.
Hey!
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Evolution, excuse me.
Hold on.
Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island.
Parker, hold on. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. First off, you hear that? It's Culture Corner. Welcome to Culture Corner. This is
It's a corner. We're cultured. As fucking Frank said, we watched two movies. One from yours truly, and the other from Colin. Colin wanted us to watch Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, because obviously it's just a fucking great movie, honestly.
nostalgic.
It's a nostalgic, great movie, and I don't think anybody can really doubt that unless you don't like
Flawless
Scooby-Doo. Then
feature.
honestly, though, unless you don't like Scooby-Doo, then I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. The other one was one that honestly none of us saw, but I was like, I feel like we need to watch this just for who we are. Because I love Dragon Ball Z at the very least. I never got to watch the original Dragon Ball, but I know a lot about it. Colin also watched all Dragon Ball Z. I got Matt to watch at least some of it, and he knows the overall gist of it. And I got Frank to also watch some of Dragon Ball Z. So everybody has a touch of Dragon Ball at least. So when we watched that as well, we were just sad, and we'll talk about that later. But we watched that. So
Yeah, so
what
pretty
do you
much
guys want to
this
do first?
segment. Wait. So this segment will be done every so few episodes, and it's basically going to be two forms, probably most likely just going to be movies for now. Two movies that each of us share, and then we just share with each other whether it be something we want to show because we really enjoy it, or it's a funny thing we want to show. It's just whatever we pick, and we show it to each other, and now we discuss it on this segment.
Whatever we
culture each other.
think
Culture each other.
as media people that we need to know about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for some reason, I felt the urge that we needed to watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
I think
It's funny because they both put funny options, and me and Matt both picked things that we both like really like. And
Yeah.
I really like
On a wheel.
Scooby-Doo.
and you memester. Oh yeah. But yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess.
It was for the meme and because I really liked it.
Yeah, the memesters got it. So that was funny. That was hilarious.
So yeah, it's probably gonna be more like a monthly thing. So most likely sometime next month. It could even be sooner than that, but usually we're probably gonna do more like that.
Yep.
Next time's gonna be Colin and Matt, or not Colin, excuse me, Matt and Frank doing their stuff. So stay
Yep.
tuned for that.
I think we should start with Scooby-Doo Zombie Island because I know that we have a lot of thoughts on Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh boy, do I have a lot of thoughts on.
And while I know that Colin has a lot to say about, well, not a lot, but like he has things to say about Scooby-Doo Zombie Island and why he picked it and why he wanted to share it with us, I feel like I enjoyed it so simply that I don't have too many thoughts on it. It was pretty good. You know, it's a good Scooby-Doo film.
Is this your first time seeing it, Matt?
I probably saw it when I was really young. I think I actually do remember some parts of it, but I don't know. I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo when I was a kid.
Yeah.
As we all did.
Yeah, I mostly watched like the cartoon, like the show, and not really much of the like movies myself.
Yeah.
So I actually did not see this like at all. Like I don't remember seeing it at all when I was a kid.
Oh,
so.
this was your first time seeing
This
it.
was my first time. So
Okay, awesome.
I remember Matt at the beginning of the movie when they were taking the ferry boat across. Our boy Jacques, he's like, "That's the villain," and sure enough,
you know
Jacques.
what? I was actually thinking it, and I was like, "There's no way, though." And then I actually like slowly called everybody who was the villain, but like I didn't like actually believe it. I was like, "Oh, these three people are going to be the villains." But I didn't think them at the same time. So I was like, oh, maybe it's this person then instead. Oh, maybe it's this person. And then I ended up being right technically in all three ways. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Should I be part of the mystery gang?
Well, you know what I found? Well, actually, let's just whatever this movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. Basically, the gang gets back together. They investigate rumors of ghosts in the island off Louisiana. And they're zombies and cat people and whatnot, essentially. But overall, great movie. Soundtrack was freaking popping. I was really sad that the Hex Girls weren't in it because I could have sworn the Hex Girls were in it.
So we were promised by Colin. Colin was assured us that the Hex Girls, a popular band that makes cameo appearances in. Well, not cameo. They're not a real band. They're a band in the world of Scooby-Doo that shows up, and it's just like, what is it? Just like witch girl. That's like their theme.
Vampires.
Is like vampire women. You know, yeah. Basically the sexual awakening for a lot of kids who watched Scooby-Doo. I almost said Dragonball, who watched Scooby-Doo. But they weren't in this movie, and we knew that because Bella, the resident Scooby-Doo expert who watched it with us, was like, no, they're not in this movie.
Dude, as soon as Bella said anything about, oh, they're not in this movie, I fucking 100% knew they weren't in this movie. Colin's like, no, they're in this. I'm like, no, motherfucker. She said, no, they are not in this.
I could have sworn they were, but I guess not.
Just remember, you know nothing compared to Bella.
You know what I found hilarious after watching this movie again was, villains pray to a cat god to get turned to cat, wear cats, normal things.
Yeah.
Villains. Apparently Puritans who worship cat gods are a thing.
Like actually a thing?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like,
Pilgrim Puritans who worship cats.
Yeah, honestly, what the fuck was all of that? I was like, what is this? Like, what god even is this?
I know there's like nondescript cat god.
Nondescript cat god that we were. Well, did they even explain why they were worshiping it?
No, that's the thing.
Right? They were just like, we were worshiping our god like any other day.
Yeah.
It's like, who is this? Whose gods is this?
I do gotta say though, animation freaking holds up still.
Honestly,
like,
yeah,
really creepy.
Do you know when this first came out?
Oh, it's
Let me look it
pretty
up.
early, like early 2000s or something. Hold on.
Was it?
Yeah.
Somebody pull up the knowledgeable Googs.
1998.
So you fucking lied to me again.
I did lie to you again, just like the Hex Girls.
It's all over again. Yeah. Well, Jesus, 1998. Yeah, it actually really held up for 1998. I actually thought it was like mid to late 2000s, honestly, with how that animation looked. So that's the thing about animation. It usually holds up pretty well over time.
Right.
can't really tell sometimes, obviously, depending on how old it is. If it's old enough, you're like, yeah, no, this is definitely an older one. But yeah, I'm surprised it was that old. But overall, as my first impressions, which if you don't mind, I'd like to give that really quickly here.
Yeah,
or my first impression, and not really first, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, the first time watching it. I like that it was the first time, at least that I can remember, that they actually were like, oh, this is legit a supernatural thing. Like, I don't remember actually watching Scooby-Doo that was actually supernatural. Like, most of the time it's like, oh, it was just old man Jenkins dressed up as Boo Man.
The classic old man Jenkins.
Yeah, exactly. And in this case, they're like, oh no, these are like fucking legit were-cat people, which, by the way, the weirdest thing to have actually be legit, which is were-cats. But it was an interesting thing to see them kind of like out of high school, which I always forget that in the original
they were in high school?
In the original Scooby-Doo, I believe they're supposed to be in high school.
Wow, I did not get that at all.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So it's interesting to see them like out of that.
I don't think they're supposed to be in high school. Michael.
Were they? Okay, I feel like they were. Hold on, I'm
not sure. I'm pretty sure they were just like people solving mysteries in the beginning. They weren't.
Were they not? Am I wrong?
No, that I'm pretty sure that was a new idea when they made that TV show when it was like Mystery Inc. or something. They didn't explore the teenage years until later, I believe.
Huh.
Oh, that makes more sense. So you're basically just saying I'm not a real Scooby-Doo fan. I get it.
Yeah, you're not. He capping.
I swear. Yeah. Well, so anyways, moving on. I guess I'm wrong. I'd swear there's something with them in high school. Then you're probably right. It's probably something that was like a whatever. Anyways, then I guess it's just them more grown up and they're split up at first and then they come back together. I was expecting it to be more like the live action movie where they were like hesitant to come back together for some reason. Like there was something that they don't talk about that is why they split up. But it wasn't. They were just like, yeah.
Velma, and that's why it's weird.
Was that actually in the live action movie?
Oh,
no, okay. At first I was like, wait, is that an actual thing? But overall, the only thing that really got me, besides also the it being actually supernatural, which I really enjoyed, as a change up to the Scooby-Doo formula, the thing that really bothered me for no apparent reason, which I think you guys know what I'm going to say, the fucking Mystery Inc. car, the Mystery Machine, is not supposed to look like a fucking like 1998 Dodge minivan. Okay,
well, the original was modeled after like what, the Volkswagen Bug or something like that, or
it
not?
Definitely wasn't the
Bug. Volkswagen van. I mean,
I think so, but you know what? It's so iconic, you can't change that.
Yeah, but where are kids from late 90s going to get a Volkswagen van?
You know what? They just kept up with it because of how much Fred loves that car.
Oh, well, you know what? The thing is, so I'm reading the Wikipedia page for this film, which is interesting as fuck. I think maybe some of it had to do with there seemed to be an incentive from the American team, the American unit that was working on the film, to kind of give them an update, to give the characters and everything an update fashion-wise. So here's a quote here. The team felt that Fred and Daphne, with their ascots and his bell-bottoms, felt particularly out of date. They briefly changed Shaggy's shirt color to red and gave him sneakers, though they quickly relented as they viewed his original outfit as more timeless. But I'm looking here, and so the casting-wise, Frank Welker is the only actor from the original series to reprise his role as Fred Jones. And I looked at, what? I looked back up. I looked up to the beginning of the section on casting. Casey Kasem was originally set to reprise his role as Shaggy, but had recently gone vegan and demanded the character follow suit and cut all meat and dairy from his diet.
Oh my God.
The creative team found this absurd, given that eating anything and everything was a hallmark of the character for decades. In addition, they had already began production on Zombie Island, which features Shaggy indulging in crawfish and more.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Get the fuck out.
That is amazing.
Always
How
the
about
vegan.
No? Honestly, wait, so who actually voiced it?
So the team decided to recast Shaggy with voice actor Billy West. They gave Kasem a last-minute reprieve before recording the film, knowing they could pay or play West, though Kasem still refused. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Radio personality Scott Ines ended up voicing Scooby-Doo as oh man, I'm telling you, man, this entire Wikipedia is super interesting, because between that and them having like some people from Mook Animation Studio in Japan work on backgrounds, like I just this whole thing is super interesting.
That's like one of the things Matt pointed out was like, wow, that's a really pretty background.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when the sunset scene, I think at the end, if I'm not mistaken, and you're like, holy shit, that's a really pretty background. I was like, oh my god, it is. Like, what is this? Like, this isn't a fucking anime.
Well, this is weird.
They can't have beautiful animation.
Hiroshi Aoyama and Kazumi Fukushima directed the film as well, but are not credited on the picture. That's fucking bullshit.
Oh, that's bullshit. Wow, that's fucking awful. All right, I'm immediately giving this movie a 0 out of 10 for that. Oh shit!
What do you think, man, Frank? What do you think of the movie overall?
I guess I'll go first. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mostly enjoyed kind of our banter throughout, but I think it was definitely a solid Scooby-Doo film. It definitely kind of it was definitely nostalgic. But yeah, like nice effects and some surprisingly like beautiful background art. The animation was super nice. It's Warner Brothers, so like sometimes when I looked at certain character designs, I could kind of feel a similar vibe to like some of like the Batman animated series films, and like how smoothly the character animation was. Overall, just very pleasant aesthetic to the whole film, and it was a nice kind of revisit to my childhood.
Nice. Yeah, even without seeing it, honestly, I kind of got that nostalgic feel myself. Like, I mean, obviously it's just Scooby-Doo, so I feel like anytime you watch Scooby-Doo, you're like, damn, like, I feel like I'm a kid again. So I definitely agree with just like kind of nostalgia trip with watching it. But I did actually want to point out one other thing that I was actually disappointed in because of you, Colin. Besides the Hex Girls, you said Mark Hamill was in here, and he was in here, but I only heard him like twice. Okay,
Snakebite Scruggs, the famous Snakebite Scruggs,
and he's trying to catch Big Mona.
Mona.
That
was Mark Hamill.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was motherfucking Mark Hamill. He was like hyping up like Mark Hamill's in this one. I'm excited. I was like, oh shit.
How much do you think they paid? How much do you think they paid Mark Hamill to be in this movie? Just for those
not enough
few lines.
Probably not enough. Yeah.
Just so they could write his name on there.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you guys
wait,
here. He's here.
What year was this again?
1998.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, by the way, in terms of the music, so they had the soundtrack for the film features 3 songs composed specifically for it. The Ghost is Here and It's Terror Time Again, both written by Glenn Leopold and were performed by Sky Cycle. The title track, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, was performed by Third Eye Blind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude,
maybe that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a banger. Honestly, they did have a few bangers in here.
Yeah. I will say the movie was just as pristine and beautiful as it was when I watched it as like a 3-year-old child.
It really was.
It was good. I loved it. I remember seeing the food as a kid and being like, man, that looks good. I just see it again. I'm like, wow, it's taken right back to my childhood.
Animated food is some delicious. Of like the most delicious looking items I've ever seen.
I have to ask Matt this because this is the single most delicious animated food I've ever seen. Do you remember the episode in the Batman the Animated Series with the sewer children?
Vaguely.
Fuck. Okay, you're not gonna remember this then. The guy with the alligators and the sewer children, he was eating like chicken wings or something, and they just looked so goddamn delicious. Me and my older sister talk about it all the time.
Oh, but, man.
Not all the time, but
if you want to see like animated food, you've got to look at like any movie by Makoto Shinkai. because the food in his films is animated so amazingly. I'll post something in the voice chat.
Okay,
Dude,
You know, I looked up Sewer Children, Batman the Anime Series chicken wings, and went to images, and I don't really know what I expected to find. Because I got fucking nothing. I wanted to see these damn chicken wings.
There's a whole Reddit page just dedicated to these.
To the Sewer Children chicken wings.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So,
One day,
Yeah.
Frank, you have to show me these chicken wings.
Oh no, they're delicious. But I will say, Fred is the single worst cameraman on the planet.
oh yeah, he's the worst.
What a piece of shit. Yeah, they were just filming it right in front of his face where it's like, time to zoom in and miss the shot. I mean, it's the classic Ghost Hunters move where they miss the dude banging the pot in the corner. And what was that? But yeah, lovely movie. I loved it. It was awesome. Awesome movie.
one last thing real quick. Me and Matt were both laughing about this, but there's one point where Velma's question, where the gardener and Velma are talking to each other, and the gardener is just like, why do you think I'm a suspect? And the Velma was just like, 'cause you are, and just a really quick zoom in on her face.
It was very funny.
The gardener was like very suspicious.
He was
for no
incredibly
reason.
suspicious the entire fucking time.
Well, yeah, okay. So my
He was probably
biggest,
like killing people on the low, and like they just like did not
Honestly.
figure that out.
my second biggest flaw with the movie, besides the car, is that this whole time he was a detective, but he just for some reason didn't tell any of the tourists. By the way, he was trying to investigate missing tourists. So instead of tipping them off and saying, "Hey, a lot of people are disappearing," he's decided just to say fucking nothing to pretend to be a gardener. Like, why wouldn't you be like, "Hey, yo, I'm a fucking detective and I'm looking for things. Don't fuck with my investigation." But no, he just at the end of it all, even after you said you're a suspect, at the end of everything, he's like, "Don't worry, guys. The cops will believe you because I'm one." Flipped out his badge, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, you're like, are you
You know,
classic Scooby-Doo?
speaking of classic
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, every villain they catch, what do they technically do illegally? Like what? Like
Well, most of the time in the shows, it's about something for like money or something like that, or like
Yeah, like remember, wait, what was the one where they were like printing illegal money and had green ink? Like, it's not mold on his hands, it's
Oh my-
green ink.
right.
Remember that? It's like, what the hell? Excuse me?
Yeah, that just sounded dumb.
That was rough.
Who thinks that there's what green ink looks like mold?
I know.
Why does he have green ink all over his hands? Is he like hand
Well, because of the
painting the
printing
money or
press.
something?
Because
Well,
because
actually, that doesn't make sense.
likely he was, because they were like, oh, how are they going to catch him? It's like, he can literally have it on his hands because he was spreading the ink to try to make them think it was mold, and not thinking about how like, no, that's fucking stupid.
The next Scooby-Doo movie we're gonna watch is the one with the Hex Girls and like the
Oh, yeah.
actual
Yeah.
vampires. and
We
stuff.
have to,
Yeah.
we honestly
That's
need to
I think
watch
that one's better in my opinion, but they like not by a lot. Like they're
I don't
all
know.
really close.
I like that one. I think that one is better because I have seen that one.
Yeah,
The
watch
animal-
that one and
The
never.
Cyber Chase one is fantastic as well.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, just
But-
don't ever watch the movie Scoob, that new Scooby-Doo movie. It was terrible.
I watched it. It was actually all right.
I'm gonna agree with Matt on that. Terrible. Terrible.
Hey, Bella as a Scooby-Doo aficionado.
Speaking of
said it was all
terrible,
right.
Dragon Ball Evolutions, ladies and gentlemen. I've had this Piccolo photo on my monitor staring at me all fucking episode. He's got some massive
fucking
pecs,
shit.
my guy.
That's
all
all just
right,
a fake
Michael,
body mold,
Michael.
too.
Please explain the mixture of what he looks like.
Oh, I don't even remember what I fucking said because I said
It was
something
like
so
it was
beautiful.
like a scroll mixed with
he's a
Sinestro from the Green
Yes,
Lantern
he's a-
movies and
That's exactly
Megamind
it.
or
He-
something.
Just
There
Adam
was
Musk.
something else that I can't remember. Oh, I remember. He looks like something from Star Trek mixed with Sinestro from Green Lantern and a Skrull. That's exactly what he looks
Captain
like.
Marvel.
From Captain Marvel.
That's hilarious.
If you can picture that in your mind, that is what Piccolo looks like in this Dragon Ball Evolution movie. So if you guys don't know, Dragon Ball Evolution is a movie that was the live action or Hollywood's attempt at a live action movie of the original Dragon Ball cartoon, not Dragon Ball Z, which is more popular, at least from what I understand. Most people talk about Z over original Dragon Ball. So this was them being like, hey, let's start a franchise. We're going to start original Dragon Ball. And this was their attempt at it. And by God, was it a fucking awful attempt at it. I wish I never watched it. I can never get those hour back from my life. I'm deeply saddened.
Yeah. The only reason it was enjoyable to watch is because we watched it together. If I had watched it on my own, I would have regretted watching it, wasting
I
my
would
time.
have turned it off after the
movie.
first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the single worst movie I've ever seen. They basically ripped off the entire plot of Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man movie.
Well, no,
And they just threw Sinestro into it as the villain.
Well, they at the very least they ripped off the beginning of that story up to the mentor dying.
They took the Green Goblin from the first Spider-Man movie and made him look like an actual human being, and that's what Piccolo is.
That's a good one. He does have the head shape of that Green Goblin helmet.
The guy playing Goku looks like he was artificially designed in a lab to be what Hollywood thought made a man marketable in the late 90s.
And he was wearing all those edgelord shirts with the long sleeve shirt underneath it too, with writing and dragons all over it. Like, bro, come on.
It's like,
He literally.
Let's not do that. And this was made in 2009.
Yeah.
I think that makes it even worse.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a horrible early 2000s movie.
Right.
Instead of a horrible late 2000s movie.
I feel like this movie left me with so many questions with Piccolo too. Like, we saw so little of him. It was
honestly, it was
Boba Fett had more screen time than this guy.
Honestly, though, he was. Oh my God! Throughout the entire movie, there's so much that they got wrong with the lore. Maybe they changed it just because I thought it would translate better. I don't know why, but there's so much they got wrong with the lore that it hurt me. And the fact that Piccolo was supposed to be such an integral part of this movie, and their issue is they were trying to make it like the original Dragon Ball show, which was more of the quest to find the Dragon Balls as well as trying to stop Piccolo, but they made it more about the quest to find the Dragon Balls and kind of just sprinkled Piccolo in, that when it came time to have Piccolo actually it seemed like he's the big bad, you're just like, who the fuck is this guy?
you know what I really wanted? This was to see them attempt Piccolo throwing up a giant egg.
That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I just want to be like, I'm not going to call back.
But what really annoyed me about this film was that they constantly called using their ki or chi, or whatever you want to say it, as airbending. And the fact that Avatar, the first season, came out a year before this movie, I'm convinced they're like, oh, this series is never going to take off. We're just going to steal their concept and put it into this movie.
Honestly, though, the thing is, too, the live-action Airbender movie kind of had the same CGI as this.
Yeah.
When it comes down to how
I was going to ask you guys, what do you think is worse?
Oh, this movie by
live
far.
action or
this movie.
Fair. I agree.
This movie.
I agree.
Well, also, they don't know how air works. They had him practice by lighting candles, but it's air.
How the fuck are you using airbending and lighting candles? What? So the reason that the Avatar one is better than this is because they at least got the overall story correct and the lore behind it correct. They at least tried to stay true to it, even though it was terrible. Whereas this just took so many liberties that you're just kind of like, where is the original, like where in this is this supposed to be a Dragon Ball movie besides the fact that you have Dragon Balls and these characters that are called that have the same name. Besides fucking Yamcha being the only actual
dude
super.
Yamcha? I thought he actually did a really good job as Yamcha.
I would say he was the only one who did like a really good job at being their character.
Well, I was gonna say like the movie gets so close to making somewhat decent portrayals, but they ruin it either with context, the world design, the narrative direction, the bad acting, especially. I mean, Bulma was pretty hot, but I don't know.
Yeah, and then Goku and Bulma met up 10 years later on the set of a show that had drug addicts and sex called Shameless.
Yes. That's exactly how that. I mean, honestly, after this, I would expect that to be the next chapter in Goku's life.
Shameless is actually just the direct sequel to Dragon Ball Evolution.
We cracked the code, guys.
At the halfway point of the movie, before we were halfway, I asked Colin how much time is left, and I was already finished with my beers plural, by the way. And I was like, oh my god, this movie is so painfully long that I feel like we got, and that's like they had so much time, but they had so few scenes to build up Piccolo as like an intimidating villain. And
well, that's the thing is that it was so painfully long, but I feel like all the scenes had nothing to actually contribute to the story.
No. It was just them running around, and it's so at a certain point.
Not in the least.
You know, here's the thing: the I'm gonna say just some of the things that I actually liked, which is very small. Around the end of the end of the second act, there's this big fight near a volcano. Yeah. The monsters actually looked pretty cool. The effects for their like when they're like regenerating their bodies actually kind of looked interesting. The only problem is that the monsters aesthetically didn't fit the movie or fit anything even remotely Dragon Ball, and that's kind of a problem. They have all these crazy ideas, but they don't like. Listen, here's a good example of doing like the crazy like CG everywhere and making it look good. Like the Wachowskis. They made that Speed Racer movie. Fucking ridiculous, stupidly colorful, but like also like weirdly like faithful to the original cartoon and the spirit of such. But then you've got fucking Dragon Ball Evolution. It just does it all completely wrong because Goku is not at all like, because they have to age him up because I guess they didn't want it to be about a kid version of Goku, but it's the story of Dragon Ball, which is not Dragon Ball Z. Yet the production team clearly wanted to make a Dragon Ball Z movie, yet had no idea how to do that either.
I completely fucking agree with that. Their biggest issue is they were trying to. What they did is they aged up Goku and then they made him to be they were trying to make this movie like a somewhat serious movie, and you can't do that with the original Dragon Ball like at all. Like it's meant to be nothing but like comedy and action. That's basically what the original Dragon Ball is supposed to be. So they took the most integral pieces of the original source material and they kind of just threw that out the window and then just was like, let's just fucking do our own thing. It's like when you
go on.
No, good. I was gonna say, well, when you do that, like you kind of just alienate the people who were probably actually looking forward to this. Like you might as well have just called this something else because that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like Dragon Ball. Besides the fact they're like, look at these Dragon Balls and Piccolo and Goku. They didn't have the names, and if they didn't show me the object, I'd be like, this is a completely different movie.
In the movie's defense, though, like I said before, it's like really hard to adapt anything Dragon Ball into live action.
And I agree.
Is fair.
But then they shouldn't have tried it.
That's true.
See, like there's a point to where if you really think like if you think it's going to be hard to do, then just don't do it. Like that's just where you went wrong on that.
That's a lesson in life. If you think it's hard, give up.
You heard it here, folks.
To adapting beloved franchises into something else. If it's too hard or you think you're not up to the task, don't do it.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it like shit, just please stop.
Yeah.
You know, if
I want to see who and it was like just read the script, saw it, like did the test, whatever acting, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It was like, this is good. Let's fucking put this out there. Like I want to.
I had that same thought about a lot of movies. So.
Yeah. The thing is with Dragon Ball, you think about what's cool about it. And admittedly, my frame of reference, like I think a lot of people, and which I think might have been the issue here, my frame of reference is almost always Dragon Ball Z, not the original Dragon Ball series. So I don't know the threat level there, the type of action they had in that series, but Dragon Ball, when you think of it as a brand, you're thinking of action more akin to something like in Man of Steel. Like Man of Steel had action scenes that are pretty much the closest to a Dragon Ball Z movie we're ever going to get. People just getting punched through buildings, fucking like insane bullshit, like jumping around, like that was
beam
awesome.
struggles.
Yeah, beam struggles. Yeah. But like this movie, it's martial arts, so okay, cool. You're getting there. Some superpowered stuff. Okay, interesting. Kind of they take some loose liberties with it. But then you also have Bulma and whoever the chick in the latex on the bad side was.
Which they never explained who that was.
Dual wielding like sci-fi pistols that actually looked kind of cool. But like you're having like Tomb Raider or like Underworld-esque like action scenes, and it's like they don't know what type of DNA they want the movie to be. Like what do they want the action to be? And that's the big problem. The movie has an identity crisis inherently.
Oh yeah, and I will say when it comes down to the action, I actually know a little bit of the original Dragon Ball, where it is actually a little bit more faithful to that, in that Dragon Ball Z, everybody's flying around throwing beams, blowing up planets and shit. Whereas the original Dragon Ball, because Goku's younger, he's not at that level. So it's not about like, it's more about everybody's on the ground, nobody's flying. Like it's not as big of a thing in the original. However, I mean, there's guns in the original, and they usually use it as comedy, like a comedic purpose, just to like, I don't know, they used it for some reason. But as far as I know, they didn't actually use that in combat in the original, so that is definitely weird to see in the movie. But again, I haven't officially watched all of it, so I can't really say for sure. Maybe, who knows, maybe Bulma was fucking shooting up people in the first season, or the original one. Funny. But at least the on-the-ground fighting is legit. But I feel like if the movie was made nowadays, and if it was obviously done better, but made nowadays at least with good CGI and better like fighting choreography, maybe I would have enjoyed it at least a little bit more. But like, I don't know, man. It was pretty terrible when it came down to all of that.
So F.
Oh yeah. Fucking F minus. Can I give it like a Z? Is that
sure
something I can give it? I'm gonna give it a fucking Z. Oh, a Z for Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Closest to Z this series is gonna get.
True. I just want to say one last thing personally, and then I don't know if anybody else has anything more to say, but the thing that really got me the most is how they completely massacred Goku's character.
Yeah.
They really did not try to like show his original character at all. They tried to have him be like kind of like the goofy dumb Goku, but like it just kind of more came off as like douchey. Yeah, it was like a prick asshole.
It's like an asshole. You're like,
right.
I don't want to watch this anymore.
Right. Like, and the biggest thing about Dragon Ball and its comedy is that it was about Goku being somebody who doesn't know about the world. So the comedic purposes is he's like, oh, like what the fuck is that? Like something that you know is like normal in the world, but he's not very versed in it. So the fact that like he's a high schooler and like has all this high school drama and girls and all this shit is like just completely the opposite of his character. And that was the thing that really got me. I was like, I just don't feel like this is Goku at all. Besides the fact that he also didn't really wear orange until like the last part of the movie.
Which is itself inaccurate because it should have been blue if they were basing it off of the original Dragon Ball.
The original Dragon Ball, actually, I don't believe there was any blue except for his belt. He just had just orange, which would have been... I believe the original, he just had orange, because I don't believe he had the undershirt. Let me double check that really quick. But I'm pretty sure he did not have the pretty sure he didn't have like any undershirt or anything like that. I'm finding Dragon Ball Z. Let me look up Kid Goku. That'll probably help.
Well, real quick, going back to Matt's whole like DNA crisis movie thing that he mentioned earlier, I think a large part of this honestly was that they were presenting this to a Western audience, like they wanted people to obviously wanted people to see this who had never actually seen Dragon Ball, but they didn't want people to be like, oh, this is just a Superman story, because in essence, Goku's story is just Superman, you know.
Yeah, that's true, and maybe they were trying to not do that, but at the same time, like that's literally. But although the thing is, they actually don't really talk about that much in the original Dragon Ball. That's really all in Dragon Ball Z. So I don't know. I feel like they really just kind of messed up with that, and then the whole thing about Goku, like being like starting out as the Ozaru that was like under control by Piccolo, who was destroying the world, like he was an underling to him. That was like, what the fuck is this? This is just terrible. So Frank, the way you felt about fucking, like, I don't even know how you would feel about what's a terrible DC movie that you was wishing whatever terrible DC movie that you love the character, but they just massacred them. That's what I feel like with this.
I could probably list 10 movies.
See, at least I only have one movie.
Yeah.
Although that one movie's pretty fucking bad.
I know how you feel. I think they should just stick with the cartoons. I don't think they should make a live adaptation of Dragon Ball.
Oh god, no. They really don't need to. Like I after seeing this, even before seeing this, I don't think I would have ever asked for that. Like that's the thing that got me the most. Who the fuck asked for this movie? Like who was like, yeah, give me a live action Dragon Ball.
The same
I
people.
don't know. I mean,
the same people who shut down Robin Hood wanted to make money.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, tie-in, hey.
Hey.
That was pretty terrible.
All goes full circle in a really bizarre way. All right. Well,
that's their last of my thoughts.
I'm giving it a Z as well, to be honest.
A Z for Dragon Ball Z because it's better.
No, but see, Z is too good because in Xenoverse, Z is above an S.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Oh, you're right.
That's too good.
Give it a Y.
I'm gonna give it a negative 200.
I'm gonna give it a Y, as in why did you make this?
I'm giving it a Piccolo with no antennas out of a Piccolo with antennas.
Dude, oh my god, man.
That's a good one.
I can't wait to see this thumbnail because I just can't fucking wait.
Yeah, you guys are
in for a fucking treat.
If you don't watch it on YouTube, go ahead and go to The Critical Spectrum on Instagram, and I will have the thumbnail posted on Instagram as well. It's like hilarious.
The thing is so stupid.
I can understand if he was doing that. I can understand if he was doing that pose to like summon, like that was part of the summoning ritual. But like, as far as I know, you do not have to do anything like that. So I don't know what the fuck he's doing in the first place.
He's just practicing
it's pretty ridiculous.
Doing like a handstand. God damn it! They're not going to know at all what we're talking about.
They'll understand. They'll understand.
Yeah, hey,
eventually.
Follow the Instagram.
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah.
With some likes and follows.
We're creeping up. Actually, we're past about the 2-hour mark. So
shit.
To wrap things up, anybody got anything to self-promote or?
Not really, no.
I'm gonna be starting up my own financing podcast, and I'm just kidding.
Oh, cool! That'd be fun. I was trying to think of a clever name for what a finance podcast
Michael would be.
Yeah, Money Murgia.
Murgia. Moneybags Murgia. That'll be your nickname. So check him out. I like he's exclusive to Soundbox or one of those weird podcast apps that are on
there. That are somewhere out on the internet.
Yeah, it's not legit. It's some of those weird.
Somebody's sitting and listening.
And if you are happy, if you're listening on one of those, we love you.
I was just about to say.
Anyway, The Critical Spectrum on Instagram. If you're interested in my weeb shit that I write about, sakurasunrise.blog or animequarterly.com.
Nice.
Yeah, also follow The Critical Spectrum on YouTube. Those episodes are going to be uploaded there as well. So just feel free to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Because some people just fucking listen to podcasts on YouTube. Because that's
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I actually listen to like podcasts or anything, for some reason I just go to YouTube. It's mostly because I like go through my feed and I just find it on there. So by all means, like and subscribe on YouTube. We would deeply appreciate it. We'd like to get up to enough to do like community posts and stuff like that.
Feedback.
Yeah, exactly. We always enjoy feedback. So by all means, please comment, even DM us on Instagram, something like that. Give us your feedback. We like to hear what you like, what you don't like. And just overall, we want to please constructive criticism only. However, if you need to rip us a new one, we'll learn from that too.
Dragon Ball Evolution is the best movie in existence.
No one's
Somebody
going to
was
say
like,
that.
cracking their fucking knuckles like Dragon Ball Evolution is the greatest fucking movie ever made.
Oh, also, we're on Apple Podcasts, apparently.
Hey, I didn't even know that.
Hey,
But fucking
Wait.
go on it.
Snap for that.
Hold on.
Snaps.
Colin, it happened. Michael said he didn't know that. Are we actually, Michael? Because we're basing that off.
Oh
of
no,
what you
yeah,
told
no,
us.
sorry, yeah, I actually. Oh, wait, I don't think I updated you guys on that. Yeah, so I basically commented to Apple or sent them a little message. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're on there. It's just because Anchor already did it for you, that you don't have to do it again." Because I guess I did it after Anchor already tried to do it. So I guess we were on there the whole time, but I don't know. There's no way for me to like for sure say yes. We were.
We weren't on there the whole time. I've been looking.
Oh,
Okay.
We were
Well-
just put on maybe a few things ago.
okay.
Well,
The episode.
we're on there now.
We're on there now. So thank you very much
Lovely.
for listening. Thank you for supporting us. And we'll talk to you in the next one.